Hello, welcome to the channel, Centrosaurus Rex, where we review models, action figures of all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. What we have here is number 3 of my first 3. This is part of the Late to the Party review series of beasts of the Mesozoic, the Ceratopsian series. This is, like I said, I'm late to the party because these action figures have been out for a few years now, and I just started diving in, so don't judge me. Anyhow, we've previously reviewed the Untitled and just most recently we reviewed the Centrosaurus juvenile, which is going to be the offspring of this lovely lady here. And what I'm speaking of is whom I've affectionately dubbed Big Mama. We're talking about the adult Centrosaurus apertus, or apertus, however you want to say it. You see that she's peeking in over there on our left. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. But first, we're going to check out this packaging. You could see it's the standard Beast of the Mesozoic packaging. You've got the sleeve over here on our right side. You see that artwork. That artwork is basically what we've got with the figure, more or less. It's the same color, give or take. You know, it's the shades. Some of the shades are a little bit different, but essentially it's the same for the most part. There are some differences, like the artwork's horn is gray, whereas the actual figure's horn is kind of a tan. But once again, you know, we've got artwork and we've got the real deal. So we'll see all that when we check out the figure itself. Turning to the side, as we already know, you've got the Beast of the Mesozoic Ceratopsian series logo and the silhouette version of a Triceratops, which is their representative for this series. And on the back, that sleeve, we've got that same artwork, and we have a readout. First, this is number 17 in the Ceratopsian series. To be precise, wave 2, number 17. And what we have is Centrosaurus apertus, or apertus. Centrosaurus means pointed lizard, and the readout is the information we get is the length is up to 6 meters, which translates to 19.7. May as well round it up to 20 feet long. That means that Centrosaurus is a large ceratopsian at basically 20 feet long. That she managed to creep into the large category for ceratopsians. Ceratopsians are known to get to about 26 to 30 feet, so she made the cut. Location, Dinosaur Park Formation, Alberta, Canada. The time period, late Cretaceous, 75.5 million years ago. Centrosaurus was a herd animal, as is evidenced by the vast bone beds that have been found. Because of this, it is one of the most researched dinosaurs and is also one of the few ceratopsian species with fossilized skin impressions, which we talked about on our last review when we peeped the juvie. So you've got the art there, and then taking off the sleeve, you could see the figures in this wave. It's a checklist of sorts. The package includes the figure, an articulated action figure, collectible profile card, and of course the color display backdrop, which we will check out. We'll definitely check that out, and that's what we'll do. This girl, she's got 20 points of articulation, so we are going to check that out. But the first thing we're going to do is give some respect to this backdrop. This is yet another spectacular scene that Creative Beast Studio has provided us. This is excellent. So far, all 3 backdrops 3 for 3. As is standard with beasts of the Mesozoic, each action figure comes with a card that has that same artwork that we saw on the sleeve and on the back. And on the flip side of the card, that information that I read down is provided there. And of course, there's an instruction leaflet that basically advises to use hot water, some type of heat, in order to get that tail on. That's exactly what I had to do too. So definitely take that advice. So we've got our girl Big Mama, aka Centrosaurus, the adult version, on a rotating platter. And you can see she's going round and round. While she's doing that, you guys can take the time out to go there and hit that like button. You can share this video at the end, of course. Watch the video first, and subscribe while you're down there. Hit that, and please do so, because Big Mom is getting dizzy on the rotating platter. So yes, now that you guys have graciously blessed me with your subscriptions and your likes, we'll get on with it. So this is once again Centrosaurus apertus, or apertus, however you want to pronounce that last part of the name. And you can see that she's got some size. She's our first large action figure in this line, and we are going to momentarily see exactly how large. So taking a measurement of Big Mama from the tip of her beak to the tip of her tail, she's coming in at 16 inches. This is a 1/18 scale figure, so that would mean, doing the calculations, that she's a bit oversized. She's those measurements would make her representative of a 24-foot long animal, and that makes her over 4 feet larger than she should be. But who am I to complain? One thing I will not complain about is the color scheme. As with all of their figures, Creative Beast Studio patterns their figures off of living reptiles or amphibians. In this case, the adult Centrosaurus is patterned after the blue-crested lizard. So yeah, of course they take liberties. It's not going to be exact. They're going to add their flavor to it, and I'm here for it. So that's pretty cool. Something that is very interesting about Centrosaurus, and this goes back to when I was a kid. I was introduced to Centrosaurus as it wasn't named Centrosaurus. It was called Monoclonius. I vividly remember that. I remember the first time I saw Monoclonius, aka Centrosaurus, in my, at the time, favorite dinosaur book. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was a great book. If anybody has ever been to the Museum of Natural History, American Museum of Natural History in New York, and you've been in the Saurischian Hall, and you've seen that Allosaurus, there's an illustration in that book that is that art was patterned after that mount. It shows an Allosaurus feeding on the remains of an Apatosaurus a skeleton, the neck to be exact. But this book had a Strachosaurus and a Monoclonius, as it was known at the time, on the same page. They looked like, if I'm not mistaken, they were facing the page, like, looking like they were looking at the reader. And I remember that. But then, yeah, over time, I then found out about Centrosaurus, and I thought they were two separate species. And then it dawned on me, I haven't heard about Monoclonius in a long time. Did some reading and found out that Monoclonius is Centrosaurus. So that mystery is solved. Anyhow, let's unveil this new mystery, as in what's up with our Big Mama Centrosaurus. So looking at our girl as we've zoomed in on her, you see that she's basically she has a blue-green coloration at the top of her skull there. You can see, and it has a wash, a dark wash, and it's a green when you get closer to the beak, and it even more of a wash on that. And of course the beak and the nasal horn, which is pointed forward, ergo the name, what Centrosaurus means, are a tan, but I think it's supposed to be trying to emulate a bone color, which I think is pretty cool. You've got the knobs on the brows there, and some also some more of the bony knobs just below the two big ones. Those knobs look like they want to become brow horns and decided to heck with it and just stop right there. You've got, of course, the nice frill, which we'll take a look at, looking head on real quick. As always, very nice design there. The frill is a dark kind of green, and it's got with the design you see back there, it's like a grayish, a brownish gray, and of course these like sickle patterns, if you think, but I can't unsee it now. Looks like sickle patterns to me. Of course the spikes that are pointing down, and you've got the ridges, the bony knobs on that go along the perimeter of the frill. Pretty nice. Turning back to the profile view, our girl's eye is painted yellow with black pupils. She's got the nice stripe, like an off-white with brown edges there, looking real nice. And then going down to her neck, or we'll look in the back there to see if there's anything going on at the rear of the frill, and it's just got that green paint with the dark wash, and it goes down, and then on the left and right sides of the neck, it's a pretty bright blue, which is patterned after that blue-crested lizard. So that's something. And then going down, there's more of that blue. It's two shades of blue, dark, and then kind of like a sky blue, a baby blue right there. And then there's some green in there with the wash. Then you've got that off-white, tannish white, and it too has a wash of sorts, brown. There's all kinds of colors going on here. And looking right down the spine, you see that we've got like a brown going right down the spine. That is leading all the way to the tip of the tail there. So that's something. Looking at that forelimb, you see that we've got some different colors striped out there. You've got that dry brush wash going over that green. That green starts at the leg, it turns into that light green, that sky blue green we spoke of, and you can just see it just brought out all of the texture right there. And on the rear of the hind leg, we've got different change in color, and you can definitely see the scalation going on there. Going down that green, and it's got the wash, a dark wash, so you can see all of that beautiful detail. You've got the nicely painted toes there. They're painted like this this amber color, so that's pretty nice. Then going further down the body, got more of that blue, green. It's just this is very, very nice. You get more of the same going all the way through. You've got brown on the osteoderms on the back side here. As far as the rear leg is concerned, we've got this green. We've got there's not a wash on the green there, so you can still see the texture of the scales, but they don't really stand out. Not until it lightens up, then you can really see some of that fine texture there. We've got some more of that blue-green hue, and it even extends to the interior of the rear leg. It gets lighter, but you still have that wash there, and the green, and of course the amber colored toes. Once again, you got the osteoderms on the back there, the knobs, bony knobs there. The tail, the color changes. Here, the back side, it just got a dark, kind of like a blue, almost immediate from the upper portion of the torso. which was green, that bone white color, and the blues, it just turns to a dark blue, kind of a darker blue, just suddenly. And then it does it again when you get to the tail. It just changes to a green, and no subtle changes there, just abrupt. You got more of even the striping changes color. You know, you have, like I said, you have that off-white, that bone white, and then it's like a lime kind of really light type of green there, more green brown wash right there. Pretty nice. And of course it does the same thing on the other side. So yes, that is our Centrosaurus. Now that we've zoomed out, we can talk about how she's rocking her 20 points of articulation. Starting with the head, we'll talk about the mouth. Mouth is articulated. She can open her mouth basically that far. You can get it a little bit further if you work it. So you see she can open her mouth pretty decently. Speaking of, articulation starts in the mouth. She's got a tongue there that you can actually move. Stick your finger in there and it can go up a little bit and down. You just gotta, use your finger or some small projectile to get in there to do that. So that's pretty cool. You can articulate a tongue. Gotta love that. So yeah, and so it closes, and she closes, actually she closes her mouth shut, which is sometimes on these ceratopsians you don't get that. They won't close them shut, but she does. So that's pretty cool. Her head can move up that much independent of the neck. And she can move down. It's a little bit tight, but she can go down. And then the neck itself, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. She can rotate like, left to right. So that's cool. And then with the neck in conjunction with the head, she can look up that far and look down that far. She can with the neck turn, and with the head, you can get her to turn to the far left and to the far right, or I should say left and right, because that's left back there. Body, you're not going to get much, but she can move in and out and to the left and to the right, and you can twist it and rock with it if you want to. Forearm or forelimb, you can rotate it. You can get articulation there at that elbow section. She does have articulated feet, so she can point her toe forward. She can point it up, pivot, and she does swivel as well. Back there, the rear, the hind leg. Oh, still getting ahead of myself. She can splay out. So that's pretty good to get her into some grazing or water drinking poses. Rear leg, you can rotate it. She's got articulation at that knee section. It's kind of tight there, but that's okay. And then that secondary joint, you've got articulation there as well. And then with the feet, they can go down some, up a bit. Independent of that section there, it can go in and out, as in swivel, and of course it pivots. So that's pretty cool. And then of course the tail, which is connected via a dumbbell. You can go down, you can go up, you can go right or left, and if you wanted to, you could swivel it. So that's the articulation for our big mama Centrosaurus. Here we are, we've got our Ionosaurus, which was the first action figure from the BotM line that I reviewed, compared to our Centrosaurus, and you can see there's a vast size difference. Now keep in mind, once again, that the Centrosaurus is oversized, so it should be a bit smaller. I would think that to put it at the right scale, it would have to be about 14.5 inches as opposed to 16. That'll put it somewhere close to that 20-foot mark. And now here we have one big happy family. Well, big only in size, not in quantity. But here we have the Centrosaurus along with the Juvie. And they make an adorable pair. Now, for my favorite segment, we're going to get into some poses. So you can already see here, she's got one of her legs, her right forelimb raised up. Next, we've got our Centrosaurus with her arms kind of splayed out. She looks like she's about to take a sip of water. Here she is in a running pose as she's trying to evade a predator. Probably came up from behind, so that that fight or flight impulse went immediately to flight because she got surprised, and the Albertosaurus came up from behind her, and so she couldn't get in front, point in front so she could defend herself, so she's trying to just bounce about the scene. And here we have her finally down, and now she is ready to defend herself. So I'm going to leave off with that. To summarize what we've seen today, we've got the beast of the Mesozoic, Centrosaurus, and beautiful colors, patterned after the blue crested lizard. 20 points of articulation. Once again, the beautiful skulls are the highlights of these ceratopsians, these horned dinosaurs, these frilled dinosaurs. And the accuracy is top notch. 20 points of articulation. You can just have a blast posing these things for sure. Beautiful backdrops, so you can take some pretty decent photos, obviously within reason, because the space is limited. As beautiful as the image is, the space is limited, but you can make it work, like you saw how I did. And yeah, so that's pretty nice. So that's 3 for 3. The Ionosaurus, the Centrosaurus juvenile, and of course Big Mama herself, the Centrosaurus apertus or apertus, once again, however you want to pronounce it, by Beasts of the Mesozoic from Creative Beast Studios. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments below. And if you want to be notified when I upload another video, smash the bell, and that will happen for you. So once again, thank you for hanging with me as we experienced the Beasts of the Mesozoic, the Ceratopsian series. There will be more. We've only just begun, everyone. So until next time, thank you and take care.